Okay, hello and welcome to this brief video that will cover the basic information you need to get started with administering the BCSSE survey on your campus. I will start here with the BCSSE landing page, the main BCSSE page. You've probably all seen it at some point. There's administration information on the public-facing website is for BCSSE, administration information, IRB and participation agreement, data security, information you'll need probably at some point. But right now I'm going to cover the dashboard usage. So there's two different ways to access the dashboards. One is you can just go to qualtrics.com and log in with the username and password. It'll get you right in. The other way is if you click on this dashboard login page and log in, the first thing you'll see is this, and it's kind of an ordered table of contents, so to speak, of all your different dashboards. If you log into qualtrics.com, it'll still get you in, just in a different location. It's going to look like this, where your recently viewed dashboard is going to be on the left. You can customize this homepage to have certain widgets show up, like response rates or things like that. But it ultimately all is the same thing. You can get right back to here. Either place you start doesn't matter. I'm going to start here just on number one. Um, but once you obviously know your way around the dashboards a bit, you won't need to go to number one. But again, it just shows you the different dashboards that are in here. I'm going to cover the administration information, respondent count, and then just briefly data download. The advising reports are in a different video. And then the BCSSE results are also in a different video. If you're a returning school, you'll notice that there's some differences, not only when you registered in that you can now choose different modules, but the BCSSE results are presented differently. However, if you are a returning school, it's not that different. You'll pick it up very quickly. Okay, let's start with administration information. So this is the basic information you provided to us at the time you registered. Your start and end date, when your fall classes start. You can change your start and end date if you like. Just let us know. Just keep in mind the end date can't be more than 2 weeks after the start of your fall classes. So in other words, you can go up to 2 weeks into the fall term. Obviously, you can end earlier than that, and we encourage you to end earlier than that. You can also start earlier or later if you want. I always encourage schools to open up early and review the survey and submit some test data. I can very easily delete it, but open it up and test it, get used to how it works and what the content is, and particularly make sure that the correct modules are showing up that you selected. We do that for you, but it always helps if you do that on your end as well. Again, we can delete any test data that you submit. This is the institution-specific URL. On BCSSE, students self-identify with their student ID and their name. However, you have opportunities to correct these later on. I'll go over in a minute if they, for instance, use their email ID instead of their student ID. But so you can submit corrections. You also have the opportunity to submit student-specific links. Obviously, the challenge there is to make sure that students get the correct link, that you're not sending them the link for a different student. So obviously, there's some different level of challenge there. And in those cases, we definitely encourage schools to submit test data to make sure it's all working correctly. Also on this page is IRB, data security, accessibility. Again, it takes you back to those public web pages I showed you a couple minutes ago. You can create QR code for the institution specific link. I just use QR code monkey.com. It's very simple. You can use that. A lot of institutions have their own ways of creating QR codes. I can make it for you, but it's really very simple to do. Again, if you do that, please test it to make sure it works correctly. Information about when you registered and who registered you. Again, some administration information. This takes you back out to that public web page again. Some email templates to use if you're using email. Um, Email is commonly used. However, I strongly encourage you to not rely solely on email, and most schools don't. Use your student portals, your LMSs, use group classroom administration options, maybe during orientation, if you have face-to-face orientation or during welcome week. A lot of schools will set aside time and say, okay, you've received this email from us. Let's set aside 15 to 20 minutes now to take the survey, open your email and find the link. Or you can use a QR code that's, you put up on a projector in front of the classroom. Um, Another common way, is to add the survey to the orientation checklist. A lot of schools will, have students complete various activities in the process of orientation, process of onboarding. If you add to that list the survey administration link, the survey link, um, students are very likely to do it. They're very compliant at that point, and they want to be able to complete all the information, and they're likely to complete it. So you take advantage, if you can, of that orientation checklist or whatever it might be called or presented on your campus. On this other page, these pages are on the left-hand navigation. On this other page, modules and survey option. It'll show you the modules that you selected. In this case, just the career goals and expectations was selected. These are in addition to the core survey. What student identity questions were selected. If you have any changes to any of these, just let us know. We can easily make the changes so long as you haven't started your survey yet. So if you want to change your module selection, if you want to change your identity selections, it's very simple for us to do. The same with the end of survey question, the open-ended question at the end. This is what you indicated to us at registration. If you want to change this, very easy for us to do. Here's if you selected any fall check-in surveys. So this just is a summary of what you provided to us. Look it over, make sure it's correct, and let us know if you have any changes. This is who we have for contact information for your school and what the cost for your BCSSE administration is. Again, look it over. If you have any changes, let us know. Okay. So you sent out the survey using either the institution-specific link or the student-specific link or a combination of both, and you're getting students now completing the survey. This will show you a timeline of when these responses came in, the total number of respondents. You can look it up by say, how many first year students completed the survey, or all of them. If you want to look up a specific student, you can, if John Smith came to you and said, "Oh, I completed the survey," you can say, "Okay, let me take a quick look um, in student ID." And again, this then is the list of everyone who's completed the survey on your campus to date, regardless of the type of link you sent them. We're pretty good at catching duplicates, but occasionally they get in. The easiest way to find them is in this widget right here, this count widget. If you just sort on this, just by clicking the count, it'll sort. And you can say, okay, we got a few duplicates here. Um, so I can click on that. It'll show me who they are, who the names are. I can, if they're both 100% completed, um, and it will also allow me to uh, see the date. And then I can, if I need to, I can go into the data download dashboard and look up this specific student and see which one is more complete or which one you want to keep. And then you can just let us know which one it is you want to keep by indicating the survey ID, not the student ID. We need the survey ID. And you do this using the update form. So here's the link. It'll take you to a different survey form with instructions on how to upload an Excel file to us or CSV, some kind of Excel formatted file. It's going to have specific columns in there. And you need to, you can at that point also add in an advisor if you wanted to add this associate advisor for each student, or if they're in a group, grouping variables. These are just custom fields. They can be anything you want. You can put in your own majors in there. You could put in Pell Grant recipients. You could put in-state, out-of-state, whatever you want, information you want associated with the student response, you can add in there. You can also then update corrections to us, say, hey, fix these 5 student IDs. They were entered incorrectly, or delete these 5 duplicates. And again, there's instructions on in here on how to do that. It's quite simple. When you upload the file to us, we do not want all the survey respondents, only the corrections or the deletions or the additions of the customized variables. Do not upload all the data. We don't need it. So it's just the corrections or edits that you're making. When you upload your list, so say you sent us a list of 500 students prior to the start of administration, you said, hey, I want student-specific links for all 500 of these students. We're going to create those links and they're going to show up here. Now, this is again just a test school, so it's just a few in here, but they're all going to show up here. And you're all going to have this left-hand column. It's going to say completed, yes or no. So I can just download this whole list if I want, or I can go up here to completed and say, just show me the no's. And it's going to say, these are the students we had not completed yet. So I can download just that not completed list. It's going to have the email address that you provided to us. So it's going to give that back to you. Student name, student ID, the student specific link. If they had custom fields added, like group 1, group 2 advisor, it's all in there. So you can download this again as an Excel file. And then right here, and then you can easily then have your list of non-completers to date and their associated links that you can then contact them again and ask them to complete the survey, send them a reminder. So again, there's only a few students in this test, but this will show you also of the list you sent us, say there was 500. If you had, 250 completed, this is going to show 50% complete, 50% not. So it'll give you that information as well. Okay. So that's the basic information about getting started. Um, and tracking respondents and non-respondents and how to send follow-ups. There's a data download page. This is to download all of this data to date, the complete survey data file. And there's one for each year. 2026 should show up for you. This widget's taking a minute to download. There we go. And this is going to show up here. Basically, you go to export, click on here again, go to Excel, and when you download, it's going to download all my data that's submitted to date. There's a code book here. If you use syntax, we're going to be updating the syntax. What the syntax will do is we'll open the file from the Excel file you downloaded into SPSS, insert all the variable labels, response options, make it a nice, clean, complete data file and output it as an SPSS file. The others pages, the other dashboards in here, I'm not going to cover in this one, but the other video tutorials will. Advising report downloads, if you use those, the advising reports. And then the BCSSE results. Again, if you're a returning school, you'll notice that now all the results are under one dashboard. We used to have them separated out, first year transfer and older result dashboards. They're all under one now. It's not that different than previous years, if you're familiar with previous years, but we've organized it differently. And of course, with the option now for modules selections, the dashboards are, again, a little different because depending on the modules you selected. So that is the primary information for getting started. Let me know if you have any questions. You can always email us at bessie@iu.edu. The other videos in here are creating advisory reports, viewing and downloading your results. Those will be updated shortly. They're a little different than last year, but not dramatically different. And let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.